Okay, so you have a plasma cutting business, some kind of a cutting table, whether it's big or small. Who are your customers? So if you're just doing plasma cutting, we've served about 5 customer groups that have, you know, we've been able to target, reach out to, or if somebody asks what you do or who you can help, and this is a good direction. So number one is welder fabricators. So if you own a plasma system, you might be doing some welding fabrication as well. But other shops, other one-man shows, guys on mobile rigs, some bigger shops, depending on what they do, need this service. They're ordering parts on a regular basis, whether it's from you or a larger company. But anybody that's working with metal regularly is getting either raw material cut or parts, plates, brackets, etc. cut ahead of time to help in their manufacturing process. Number two would be construction, landscape, like landscape companies or contractors, kind of like the people that work with equipment, new builds, anybody that's running, truck and trailer, some amount of tools, building in homes or commercial businesses. There's a need there occasionally for plasma cutting, whether they need plates or shims for different installations, or if they need brackets to mount, larger pieces of wood, or they want pieces and parts for their equipment and machinery. So landscapers, construction companies, sometimes they're adding or building onto their trailers and equipment or replacing parts, and they'll get you to cut out stuff for that. And then number three would be the general population or homeowners or people that rent but have a place. As plasma cutters, we all know that people like the decor, gifts, custom signs, wall art. So that's a big target market. So anybody you're talking to that could be a potential customer, if they have a place they want to decorate, basement, man cave, outdoor space, the plasma cutting products that you can come up with suit those types of customers well. And then who else do we have? Okay, number four, on that same note, for general populate, like the gen pop, there's also general businesses. So like miscellaneous businesses that have logos and decorations. So whether you're doing office signs for them or wall art or decor for a bar, restaurant, again, office spaces, anybody that's a business and they want some kind of branding or decor, that's perfect plasma cutting work. And for number five, the last one that's been very good to us is specifically businesses that have mechanics or welders on hire, like they have, for example, a big dump truck company. They'll have a mechanic and a welder in a shop maintaining their fleet, maintaining their equipment. Say they have loaders and stuff, so they have welders in a shop working all the time, but they're not a fab shop. Like they're not producing manufactured parts. They're doing repair work. They need plates and stuff cut in specific shapes, and they're a great customer for the simple fact that they're not ordering from large metal suppliers as often as, for example, anybody that's into steel or aluminum manufacturing. They have regular suppliers for plasma cutting, laser cutting, but some of these shops that are mechanic based or have welders on hire, but they're not a production shop. They're fixing stuff. They're working on custom builds for the business, whether it's attachments for excavators or loaders, fixing stuff, some golf courses. So basically think of any business that has a mechanic shop where they're doing miscellaneous repairs and stuff. They've been a great find for us for a couple reasons. If you're a smaller guy, you're able to do some of the stuff the larger companies won't necessarily do. So if they give you a cardboard template of a part, or or just give you like the broken part. They'll say, can you reproduce this? And it's up to you to measure and program it. You know, a lot of these bigger laser companies, plasma companies, they're expecting you to send a file to them. And you know, the mechanics of these businesses and shops and the welders of these shops or the managers, they're not CAD people, they're not sending parts, they're not designing stuff for manufacturing, they're just trying to fix their stuff. Super great customer to target, reach out to, and make available to those businesses. So that's the big five that we've been able to identify and serve. So let me know if you have a specific customer in the plasma cutting service that I didn't touch on in this list, somebody that you target or do a lot of work with. Hit me up in the comments. Let's see who else you're serving. Again, this is specifically for plasma cutting. If you are doing plasma cutting, welding, fabrication all in one show, it's kind of different. You can hit some of these more focused and even a broader range of clientele for sure. But people that just want parts cut, that list of five is a great place. Focus. You could pick one or two of them and really hammer hard, email, talk, business cards in those specific focuses. But we've been pretty happy serving all five of those. If you found value in this video, make sure to like, subscribe, comment down below, like I said, for some suggestions, and we'll get you on the next video.